Oh, well, you are. Hi, I'm Cheese. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. Hope all are well. Hope all are safe. So I'm back before I got really interrupted downtown. I hate that. People are literally, you got the whole world. Like, LA, California, all of it is huge. And yes, there's a lot of people here, but you got the whole world. You don't have to come next to me to hold small talk or to be a fool, whatever it is. But that happens all too often around here. But before I got really interrupted, I was speaking of, like, the produce. So you have dead, rotten, or fake produce. And I was actually wanted to go to the grocery store to actually give you footage of this dead or fake or nasty produce, just so you can see, or just to add receipts to my testimony. But I'm just going to actually say it now, just so I can stop complaining about it, and so other people won't complain about it, or that'll give you the kick in the ass to do something about it. And I say, as far as with the produce, probably shouldn't really complain about it, especially if you're not growing your own produce. Like I say, if your only choice is to go to that grocery store for dead produce, then it's like one of them things. Well, don't complain about it if you're not growing your own produce, or if you're not gonna do nothing about it. Because after a while, it's like, oh, shut the hell up. So I'm not gonna say anything else about it until I, create a solution for the produce. It's like, there's no sense in complaining about stuff and you're not doing anything to fix it. So that was the end of that one. So the next one was the spinoff of the whole AI thing, or the technology takeover, because now everything is, oh, do you want to scan your hand? Because as I mentioned, I went into the Whole Foods for the first time. I don't remember going into Whole Foods, but I assume that's my first time going. But yeah, it was a really cool store, had a lot of cool stuff. I'm like, oh wow, nice store. And literally go there and there's an option to, it's like literally on the side. You think like, oh, that's cool. It almost looked like one of those, you know how when you go to the airport, they tell you to lay your phone down and it'll scan you at security, but basically you just throw your hand over this like digital pad, and it'll ring you up. I was like, oh my goodness, I was like really blown away by that, because like I literally only see about it in videos, but it's only a matter of time before it's like everything is turned into the whole totally electric or digital or AI stuff. And then I'm like, okay. So with that being said, so like since everything's turning like totally electric and digitalized, and it's like, what's the alternative for that too? You know what I mean? Is there a manual way? Like, I'm not going to say that I don't like technology or completely turn my nose up at technology, but it's like, I don't want it totally technology to where it's like, okay, I don't have any alternative. Like, for instance, if everything's electric, or you have the electric keypad, or you put your code in or put your finger in to open your door, and then you lose a finger or lose your code, what's the alternative? Can I use a key to open? I like to do things manually as well. And I know they have cool cars and cool objects that, oh, this walks and drives and talks by itself. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But it's like, they're a manual way of doing things. So I would rather have a manual way of doing things instead of literally becoming total electric. And then speaking of total electric too, this is also another spin-off from the video. And I might not upload it just because there was just so much sound effects in the video. But with the children, like literally they'll get on these social medias, and with social media, since everything goes on social media and there's like no real monitoring or no real security or surveillance, they'll literally have like these challenges and these crazy things to do, and the youth and the children are these crazy. And I almost wanted to say, oh, this is just the youth. No, you got grown rusty idiots doing this stuff too. Like, for instance, with the crate challenge. And then you have this one called the traffic challenge. And I only learned about this because like a kid ended up in court for literally darting in front of traffic, and the lady ended up hitting him. So she had to sue the kid, or the kid's mother, to get her car fixed, because I think she did hit him, but it's more of a side swipe. Like, he kind of stopped, like he darted into traffic. So what happens is the lights turn green, and then that's when you run across the street. So if it's something that's risky and life-threatening, then more than likely it's a challenge that came from TikTok, social media. Even with the crate challenge, you'll get people who literally climb to the top, and then now their neck is broken, or they're probably dead. And these are not just children. You have like waste of space and useless adults doing this. I'm thinking like, you couldn't possibly have a life, or you couldn't possibly be doing anything productive with yourself if you have time to climb crates and have time to literally hurt and kill yourself, all in the name of a few views. Because I'm sure half these people didn't even get paid for that. But the crazy stuff that people are getting into online, and then like they're actually doing it, like they're doing these crazy challenges, or just being crazy or being weird online and following through. And it's like, with no payment involved, or they're just doing it just for a little bit of attention. Oh, if I could just go viral in this one video, I will, and people are doing it, So it's like one of those things where it's like, it's like what is the world coming to, So that kind of made me think too, like, is that a part of the electrical or technology world or AI stuff? Which it is, because I'm sure you can use AI on social media as well. So I'm just thinking, like, I'm just seeing like the way things are and the way things are going, and I'm just like, oh wow, pretty interesting, And then let's see what else is about technology. Yeah, but even with the whole returning everything. Oh, that was another thing that made me mention with the stores. There was a guy who went into a Walmart, and he said, okay, so they have 40 or 50 self-checkouts and about 10 registers, one person on the register, but your 40 or 50 self-checkouts are open. And then not only that, it's like he feels like the prices are rising. And they are. That's another thing too. Prices are rising like hell. And it's like you're not getting anything extra out of it. So if you go to these grocery stores and you buy that dead fruit and vegetables, you're just paying more for dead fruit and vegetables. There's, how usually they'll have like price cut down. Okay, yeah, this fruit might have 1 or 2 days left. Okay, just give me $2 and $3, for the whole bag of fruit. But no, you're still gonna be paying $50 for a bag of potatoes that are rotten. And the next 2 or 3 batches are going to be rotten as well. But back to the Walmart thing. So I'm guessing like what they're doing is they're literally going back to like total electric, to where it's like, okay, you are going to become the new robot. So basically, if you follow suit or do what they expect, you should have the technology in your hand, the chip in your hand or in your head or arm, wherever it's going to go. So therefore, you can just scan yourself when you go to Whole Foods or Walmart, to where they don't have to worry about human interaction. Because if I'm already an electrical device with my chip and everything, and I'm good to go, where it has all my information on it. So once I scan, this will have all of my information from A to Z, from payment information to history information, medical information, all of that should be in this chip that's in my arm. So I scan my arm, that should cover my payment and everything else that I need, who's ever a part of that scanning system. So with that being said, it's like, yeah, that should cut out the human interaction. So it's like, and even as I'm looking at these banks are shutting down, and it's like they already have their outside. I didn't even know that was right there, actually. Yeah, this bank that's right here. Because I know that Chase Bank, there's a Chase Bank over there. I think that one's closed down. And then this one is Wells Fargo. Sometimes their ATMs don't work. So they'll have it set to where it's like, once it's like totally electric, you really won't have anyone to complain to or go to if you need help. Like, say, if these robots or these electronics fade out, then it's like, then what? It'll be something where it's like you don't really have anyone to blame for it, Like, for instance, if you get one of these electric vehicles, it drives by itself, and it drives you to hell or drives you into a building or something, it's like, who do you file your complaint against? But we had no idea, or that's a part of the malfunction process, So it's like, I don't know. That's what I don't trust about it, is that there's nothing keeping it from malfunctioning, or nothing keeping it from doing what it was supposed to do, which is malfunction or backfire on you. It kind of makes sense. Hold on, sometimes I don't know why this alarm is on. Yeah, so I just found that pretty interesting too. If you have everything totally electric and things go wrong, then it's like, who to blame? Like, we had no idea that this robot was going to turn on you, in which they did, because that's what they're programmed to do. That's another part too. Like, this stuff is like, you'll think it's cool. Everybody think it's cool when they see these robots and these electric vehicles, but you don't realize it. A lot of this stuff is used to work against you. That's the whole point of them bringing it in. It's damn sure isn't for your benefit. Like, okay, it's a car driving for me, all these electronics doing everything. That's not benefiting me. If now I become a fool because I no longer know how to use a phone, or no longer know how to drive because robots are doing it for me. You see what I'm saying? That's not helping me. Yeah, it's more convenient. It's great for the lazy, but if somebody who want to use their limbs and their brain, it's terrible for you. Yeah, so just keep that in mind too. Things that they call or deem cool, like, no, it's not. That's actually going to destroy you in the long run, and that's the whole purpose. Yeah, so just keep that in mind too. We can just work out on ways of like, okay, how can we literally find the alternative? Like, what would be the alternative to growing your own food, like as far as like produce? Like, what can we do as far as that? And then even if you have to do what you have to do, like as far as even in desperate measures, because you'll think like, well, I don't have access to land, or I don't have how so people don't have like backyards and stuff like that. But there's a such thing as indo. If you can grow weed on the inside, you can grow fruit. Trust me, you can get creative. There's honestly no excuse for it. People grow weed in their closet or under the bed or in a cup. They do it all the time. So it's like you can grow fruits and vegetables. I've seen people growing fruits and vegetables in laundry baskets. You know, like the laundry baskets with the holes in it, like the little rectangle baskets. Literally growing potatoes in there. You can grow stuff like literally Indo style. So there's really no excuse, you know. And I want to say it depends on how desperate you get. It will depend on how creative you get, you know. I mean, unless you want to continue to get poisoned through this food, especially the meats. That's probably why now, like, I'm okay with not eating certain meats, because it's like nowadays, or even back in the days, I can taste the chemical in it, to where you can taste it more now because everything is more chemical these days. I can just literally taste it. It's not enjoyable if I can taste and see the garbage in it. And it's like, and I'm just like, and you're paying way more for this stuff that's worse for you. The worse it is for you, the more it is. Even fast food, that's the worst food in the world, and that's high as hell. I was looking at one of these menus, and literally like $20 for a breakfast plate. You probably get three fried eggs, maybe 2 pieces of bacon and some toast, and maybe a hash brown. They start off with like $20. I'm thinking like, you can buy that whole thing and make yourself breakfast for 2 or 3 days just buying it at the store. You're damn. I don't know, but I don't know. Just be mindful of what's really going on out here in this world, because I'm noticing it and I'm like, wow. And be mindful if you're around too, because you're around a bunch of people who are comatose or have that I'll do whatever it takes to survive, or do whatever it takes to be relevant mindset. You might want to get away from people like that too, because they'll be willing to do anything, especially around COVID. Be doing anything to survive and be willing to do anything to just hold on to a little bit of normal. So yeah, I just be mindful of that. Yeah, but hopefully your weather is nice. Like I said, it's really lovely here. Hopefully it's starting to warm up all the way. Yeah, be mindful of that. And just be very mindful of what you consume. Like I say, your food and your intake of what you're listening to and seeing and eating, or even absorbing through the skin, it plays a huge role on your health and a huge role on like your overall appearance too. Cause like I say, I've noticed a huge difference just even saying no to certain garbages, not eating some of that stuff, and just trying to make healthy alternatives. I've noticed a huge difference. And actually, this fruit stand looks really good. Now I might go to this fruit stand, just depending on on his sanitary habits. Some people, they'll be out there all day and wouldn't dare wash their hands. I'm just like, yeah. Oh, low key, I probably could make my own fruit that I have in the fridge. But his fruit actually looks really good. Yeah, but anyway, I hope all are well. Hope all are safe, and just be really mindful and really careful of like the things, things that are out there and the things that are being advertised. And that's another thing too. If it's getting front row seats advertisement, be mindful of that too. Like, oh, this is the first this and that, or this is the best this and that, or this is the most viral, whatever it is. If it's getting like camera footage or airtime or news time, and be mindful of that, whether it's negative or positive. If it's something where I'm just giving out this negative message to make this person look negative or make them look good, that's a message too that you need to zoom in on. But if somebody's hitting the news, that's pretty interesting, because there's a lot of cold cases that don't hit the news or will never hit the news, but they might put someone else's tragedy on the news. It's like, what makes their tragedy different than mine? Everything, trust me, everything means something. Every little damn thing means something. Yeah, so, all right, so yeah, keep that in mind. I guess I'll wait for this part to clear. And be well and be safe.